Dr. Usayiwamen Alade Shelu, popularly known as Dr. Yua, is a transformative development leader and global speaker with over 18 years of experience advancing social protection, gender inclusion, and institutional reform. She is a PhD holder in social work from the University of Benin and the pioneer general manager of the Edo State Social Investments Program, where she led large-scale interventions impacting over 140,000 residents, a TEDx speaker and contributor to global policy platforms, including the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. Dr. Yua is passionate about designing people-centered systems that create measurable and sustainable impact, especially for women and vulnerable populations. Hi guys, welcome back to Crystal Clear with the Crystal Bell. So today is my birthday, and this is something that I've always wanted to do, right? Turning 18 is a big milestone for me, and I know how far I have come through the help of God. So this video is to ask questions that people my age and young adults yearn for. Now, the Bible says in Proverbs 11 verses 14 that in the counsel of our elders there is safety. That's why we have somebody very special with us today here in the studio. Today is my birthday, yes, but more than that, today marks a new season for me. Now, my early teens taught me something very important, that impact is necessary, and for impact, growth is necessary, and growth is strategic and intentional. Now, one thing I have learned is that we don't have to experience everything to be wise. Sometimes we just have to sit at the feet of people who have been there before us, right? That's why we have the amazing Dr. Yua here with us, with her story and her lessons that she has learned throughout her journey. Now, I'm going to be asking Dr. Yua a lot of questions. Our conversation today is not theory, but lived wisdom. She's going to share her experience based on the questions I'm going to be asking. So, Dr. Yua, how are you doing?
Fantastic.
Thank you very much for gracing us with your amazing presence. I'm so excited. Okay, now, my first question is this. What is one thing that early adulthood taught you?
Okay. I learned that for every phase in life, pay attention and learn the lessons, because you will need them in the next phase of life.
Okay.
Some of them you may not need, but some of them are experiences that you need to have. What am I trying to say? As a child, you're supposed to, and just you don't have any cares in the world. You see the children playing, play. Just play. That's why sometimes I'm looking at some people and they're just stressing the children. I'm like, he or she is a child, allow them to play. Because looking back, I realized that some of those moments are some of the happy, nostalgic moments that I look back and say, wow, this was fun at that time. You know, and when you're playing with your friends. Sometimes the friends that you have in childhood, they live with you to adulthood, and the kind of friends you connect with. You get moving into teenagehood. What are the things you learn? You learn how to now relate with people better. You feel that there's some things you should be doing now. And when you're getting into teenagehood, you realize that you have to be very serious about life, to read, to study, to associate better, you know, and have better outcomes. I remember one of the things I said to myself jokingly as an adult was that I said, I just wish I paid more attention in physics class. Yes, I got an A, but it was more for us about passing, not about knowing. Because when you come out, there's some things that you see that you now begin to understand that this was what they were talking about. So just the same thing as that course. It's just the same thing as understanding how people were. But you know, as a teenager, sometimes you feel that you are big. In fact, me in SS1, SS3, you feel that nobody has gotten to that level instead of you to really reflect. So I learned that for every phase there's a lesson and there's an experience you should have, so that when you get to the next stage, you're not looking back and regretting that I didn't enjoy it. Then I also learned that you get successful and you grow not when you're an adult. You started early.
Okay.
Because it's something you build on.
Okay.
And the earlier you begin to understand that and you do that, the earlier you become very good in that area. You see that it gets to a particular age, just like football.
Yeah.
You don't start learning football at 35. You have to start
true.
early. You need the energy, you need the youthfulness.
Yeah.
You see people who do ballet, they don't do ballet in early adulthood. They start from there. You know, so if you start early, you are able to now grow and become better. So it's important that you know that whatever it is that you're doing, pay attention to it.
Yeah.
If you are able to know what you want to be early enough, then you are very lucky. So once you get that, you know you want to do that, you just start working on it. I remember, this is not about me knowing what I wanted to do at that time, but it was that I had an English teacher who, she was now my private lesson teacher.
Okay.
And then she looked at me one day and said, you will not make an A in English. And I said, why? She said, you're too playful. I play a lot. That statement was a defining statement. If she didn't say it, well, I just told myself that, not that she said it, I'm going to prove to her that I can make an A. So I went back. And to make an A in English, you have to be good in all the parts: comprehension, summary, phonetics, and all that.
Yeah.
So you have to be good. And when my result came out and I made an A, I went straight to her house. I said, I made an A. She said, I know you'll make an A because you have calmed down. So that's the same thing. Because I knew I had a focus. Although this one was based on saying, I can do it. So if you know you're going to be great, if you know you want to, you want to play basketball,
Okay.
you start early. So it's important that if you are lucky to know exactly what you want to do, start early. Enjoy every phase of life.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Okay, you said something. You said success doesn't just start at early adulthood. It's something that has to be your culture, right? You have to make sure that you start early, right, from childhood. Now, for most of us that are young adults and we want to make impact, how do we go about that?
Okay, so I'm not saying that you won't be a success if you start at early adulthood.
Okay.
I'm just saying that it may be easier for you,
Yeah, to
especially
scale
if you
through.
have that focus. If you want to make an impact, the first thing is to define what kind of impact you want to make. Where do you want to make the impact?
Okay.
You know, and who are your target audience? What do you want to do? Impact is not something that you wake up and just happen. Impact is because you are an expert in it and you are actually touching lives. So what is articulated? What do you want to do to change the lives of people, to transform the lives of people?
Okay.
Once you're able to articulate it, of course, then that's what you focus on. You must focus on it. So even if you are not skilled in that area yet, then you need to groom yourself, you need to learn. And then you set SMART goals.
Okay.
We know what SMART is: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time, which is why I brought in the SMART. That time bound, you set a time. In 4 years' time, I've read a lot. So I have a vision board that I set up last year. It's a 5-year vision board. So by 2030, I put it at 2030 because 2030 is when the Sustainable Development Goals will review and the next phase, because it applies a lot to my career area.
Okay.
So you need to now begin to groom yourself in that area. I want to impact the lives of people. You can't wait, and you don't just wake up and achieve it.
True.
I can't remember the exact person that said it. He said, any man you see at the top, he didn't fall there, he climbed there. So somebody making an impact, you are saying, it doesn't mean that the person just appear. Sometimes you see some people from nowhere. For example, some of the footballers you see them in some clubs. They didn't start playing when they got to the clubs. It was because they were good that the clubs got them.
Yes.
So you need to groom yourself. You need to work on yourself. You need to articulate it. Then you need to sit with God. Ask God, what exactly do I want? Do you want me to become? You ask, how can I get there? And God begins to inspire you on what to do. So once you articulate that, you ask God for wisdom, you ask Him for the direction. Even for the mentors, you ask Him for the people that
you should people to mentor you.
If you don't hear anything, of course, you can do your research and say, in this field that I'm in, who are the top 3 in the world? It's always good to have a global vision. What are the top 3? Look at the top 3. Look at their go to Wikipedia, whatever source you want to go to. Look at their biographies. How did they get to where they got to? How did they do it? What kind of courses they do? What kind of places did they work in? Even if I can't work there, but I can do some things. What did they actually do? Take the step. I was listening to something just now, and he said that the difference between dreamers and builders is structure. So if you don't now put it into structure, that this is what I want, this is how I'm going to go about it, you don't document it, this is how I'm going to go about it, you're not going to ever do anything. You know, the Bible says write the vision, make it plain. So the reason why he said write the vision, you document it. So the first step is to document whatever you're dreaming about. I'm going to make impact. What am I dreaming about? Write it. Then when you write it, don't leave it as a written document. Move from there. Luckily for you, some of the things I already said are part of the things you write down, articulate, whatever. Then you now say, I have a structure now. Okay. These are the people I want to model. This is where I want to be. This person achieved 10,000 steps. I want to achieve 20,000 steps. So it means I may have to do 2 times what the person did. So what is the first thing that I need to do? Write it down. The second thing, third thing, how do I want to achieve it? So I always talk about using the work plan framework. You have the what, the why, the who, the when, and the where. So you want, and the how, that's the sixth one, the how. You now articulate that, and then you take the step. Because if you do not take the step, it ends as a document, not as an action. And then when you take the first step, you begin to see what are the issues that I'm seeing. I've taken my first step. Did I do it well? Did I not do it well? And that I always say is that ask for feedback. Okay. Never be too ashamed or proud to ask for feedback, because it's better for you to make a mistake as you're starting than to make a mistake at the middle or the top. So get feedback, get constructive feedback. So have people in your circle, whether your family, whether your friends, people who can tell you the truth. Something that I would say is that, even learning adulthood from the first question, is that always have one friend, one of your close friends, that will tell you the truth to your face no matter what. It's an open rebuke is better than secret love. Yes. It's very important, because, and now some people may call it like someone who is a contrarian thinker. So because that person can tell you that, wow, this is not the best way to go about it. I mean, you did well, but what you did in the first phase was not good. Yes, some of them may be nice, some of them may not be nice, but take the lesson. Okay. Now, I'm not saying people who are negative about you. No. There are people who you go to and they're just negative. They don't believe in your dream and try to create just another company I'm talking about people who actually believe in you, but will tell you the truth. You're supposed to turn left, you turn right. So it's important that you retrace your step and get there. So the point I made is that whether they're nice or not, take the lesson and then take it back, review, and then move, and take your next step. When you're taking your next step, you yourself do your own review, what we call evaluating your success. So when you are setting your plan, doing your plan, you always have what we call indices to check whether are you reaching your destination. Because depending on it, you may call it milestones. You review. These are the things I would say I want to achieve by 2027. If you are doing like 2030 vision board or work plan, have I achieved what I want to achieve? Have I achieved half of it or 1/4 of it? And what did I do well? What didn't I do well? So basically, these are things you do. You get people to hear you, because people only associate with a dream that is working. If you have a dream and you need people to support you, it's only when you've started taking action that they will support you. Yeah. That's it. When you have made impact on people is when you have touched them. You have done something to them, either by words or by action, that has made them make decisions that are productive for their lives. Okay. So that you can say is impact. But when you have impacted them for a longer time, it now transcends to influence.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Yiwa. So I have one last question. So personally, I struggled with taking responsibilities. I was always afraid of that, right? And I did not just want to have anything that stresses me on my plate. Now, you said quite a lot of things, and you talked about moving from the stage where we write our visions or dreams on a paper and then actually actualizing them. Now, I have a question. How do we get all of that done in cases where life happens to people. Somebody that had parents, for example, and always thought that, okay, my life is going to be very, very smooth because of the presence of my parents. And then life happens and then they die. In that kind of situation, what are you going to do? Will you just give up on your dreams, or what exactly? How do we move on from there?
Okay, fantastic. I would say that life happens to everybody, but in different ways.
Exactly.
So it may not be the loss of a parent or a sibling or a friend. It may just be something different. You just find yourself in a different trajectory, different from where you expected to see yourself. Sometimes you believe that I want to do a course, you finish school, and there's no job coming. So things like that. So if something like that happens to someone, first of all, depending on how it happens and what kind of position, if some people, if they're like the first child, the priority right now is that I'm now the parent.
My siblings.
So your immediate responsibility to you is how do I fend for my siblings, especially at a younger age. Some people are lucky they have younger siblings who also rise up to the challenge. So the truth is that when you say you're afraid of taking responsibility, people who don't take responsibility are never really successful. You must take responsibility. And it's one thing I say, that if you fail to take responsibility, the results of your inaction will not fail to hold you accountable.
Okay.
It's important that you know that. So at that point in time, the person has to rise up to the challenge. If your dream is to be whatever you think you want to be, and maybe what happened at an earlier age or an older age, and then you reflect and see that I haven't even started this dream, and you see that this dream, it will take me 10 years to begin to see results, and then begin to think, what can I do now that brings money? However, in all of it all, you must try to develop emotional intelligence, because now you're also going to, as a parent, you always give love, you share love with your children, so you also have to now take on that responsibility. I know that I need to be emotionally intelligent and take care of my siblings better. I need to be more self-aware to know that the way I've been behaving before is not good. It's not a good way to be a parent. You need to show empathy. My youngest sibling, he or she's always crying. Doesn't mean you say, I just keep shouting. No. You are the parent. So you need to demonstrate emotional intelligence so that you can build that network, that social bond among all of you. And then you look for, how do I get money? So people are lucky. Some families adopt one of the children here and here, and the burden is lessened. But some people are not. So you just have to take that responsibility. As a Christian, like I always say, I will not fail to say, go to God. Go to God. God is the best person that can lead you from there. It doesn't mean that you should be lazy and say you are praying 24/7. Go to God. Tell him this is the situation. Father, help me. God will give you wisdom on what to do. So you look at it, what can I do? So that's how some people start some small businesses and it ends up being their business for life.
Yeah.
What can I do? Legitimately.
Okay.
Not legally. That can help me bring money.
Yeah.
Then you also, so if you are lucky, get somebody who can mentor you. Okay. If you are lucky, you get somebody who's both your mentor and a sponsor. By sponsor, I mean somebody who can help you and take care of some things in terms of access.
Okay.
So sometimes, sponsorship may not be in the finances. It may just be somebody who has some doors that can open for you. Your mentor will now also begin to open your eyes to certain things. Because when you become a parent, you need to learn financial responsibility. Now, if the parents were alive, two people were bringing money, for example, that is only you. You need to learn to take the responsibilities in terms of social, financial, even spiritual, And I just believe that if you keep on holding on to God, God will definitely take your hands and lead you out of that situation. Okay. You cannot get that success level if you do not take responsibility. It's very important that you must know, you must take responsibility. Whether your parents are alive or not, you must take responsibility. Your life has been given to you by God for you to make impact in this world. So you don't play with it. Build networks. Make sure you have people in your circle, your friends who are good friends. Then other people that in your network that become your friends or your classmates or your co-workers. Build those networks that are important to you, because later on in life you may need them. Maybe somebody that you have built that may be able to give your sibling a job or something. But doesn't mean you should not depend on everybody. But I'm just saying that most times when your networks, so someone said your network determines your network. So if you have those kind of people, make sure you're intentional about building them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Yiwa. When you were speaking, another question came again.
Okay.
Right? So, final question, I promise. Right? What does impact really look like beyond your age, beyond where you're from, beyond what you have, and beyond your name? Does impact still have to do your name too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, depending on how you're looking at it, because you're the one making the impact.
Okay.
But what I think you're trying to say is, does impact outlive you?
Yes.
Does it reside in the person that you have impacted? When you have transformed lives, you've made an impact. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your status. All of these things have an added advantage.
Okay.
If you're older, you make more impact because people listen to you and respect you more.
Yeah.
If you're in a better position, the way I'm impacting people and the way somebody like Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, we are two different worlds. Sure. She's older than me. She's gone far. So that will help you. She has more experience. So, but it doesn't stop you. At the level where you are, you can even impact your peers. There are some children or some younger people who have impacted people older than them. I am the last child in my house. But everybody in my house has spoken to me at the point that they needed some help or some wisdom. Everybody in my house. I'm the last child. So I said, you're the last one. No. So it doesn't matter your age. You go to the stories in the Bible. Look at Joseph, look at Daniel, look at some of those people that are young. Even Jesus. You see that it didn't matter at the stage, the age that they were in. But it mattered what they knew. It mattered how they communicated what they knew.
Yeah. How
they demonstrated excellence. Excellence is one area, it's an easy area to make impact on people, but it's not an easy skill to develop. You don't become excellent overnight. People, for example, in class, if you are in secondary school or you're in university, the people who make A's or 99 or 90, they did not just wake up and have made 90. They have been reading.
True.
Maybe they have faster assimilation, but they took time out and they had a goal. I must make an A, just like I said before. So the important thing is that what are you doing to make the lives of people different, to transform their lives? So the reason why I said yes, that impact can be your name, because impact, it's your brand and it's your person. Okay. So impact can be a person. There's some people that when just coming to a place, they don't need to do much. People are already blessed. People's lives are already transformed. If I come here, for example, and people are always coming to say, "Oh, this place is organized. I don't like coming there. It's always this. It's always that." And then the next time they come, they see that there's better arrangement. There's what's over there. There's coffee. There's tea. There's biscuit. Wow! I'm going to come and say, "Wow, who did this? This is fantastic. I love to come back here." Because you have done something different and you have made the person feel, wow, this is the place I should be in. So it's important that you understand that it's not dependent on all of that, but it can help you. But what are you doing? What is your core purpose? What is your core focus? To change and transform the lives of people. How does your light, in terms of who you are, in terms of what you're bringing, transform people? How does it make people live from point A to point B? How does it make people live from sad to happy? How does it make people? Impact is when somebody listens to you, somebody sees what you are doing and makes a decision to become better. That point of making a decision because of what you have done or because of what you have said or because of who you are, and the person decides, if she can do it, then I can do it. And then they make that step. So let impact be who you are.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank you so much, Dr. Yua.
Thank you.
If she can do it, we can do it, right? Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And one thing I want you to know is that clarity comes in motion. So I hope with what you've heard, you've gotten clear on some areas in your life. And yes, you can also drop your questions in the comment section. Dr. Yua will do well to answer the questions. Thank you, guys. Bye.